Hey, and welcome to Dr. G Speaks. I am Dr. Kristen Guillory, and I am so very excited to help you experience a life of freedom, faith, and fun you may not even realize is possible. Listen, I know you feel held back, I know you feel stuck, and I know you are hiding. As a coach and the author of Look, Stop Hiding, How to Find Your Voice and Never Dim Your Light Again, you will get to listen to some amazing stories, receive some homework, that's the professor in me, and get some tools to help you live the life you deserve. It's time to quiet the noise and walk in the fullness of who God created you to be. It's time to stop hiding and start thriving. Together, we'll uncover your potential and ignite your journey to a fulfilling life, a life of freedom. In November of 2024, I hosted an experience called the Extravaganza, which was celebrating the biggest step of faith I've ever taken in my life in leaving my tenure track professor position in 2014. It was celebrating me being a full-time business owner for the last 10 years. And most importantly, it was celebrating all the people who have played any part on this journey, who have supported me, prayed for me, who have allowed me to be their coach, their therapist, those who have been my coaches, my family, and much more. It was a 3-day beautiful experience where the theme was freedom and gratitude. We danced, we did some kickboxing, we danced again, we hugged, we prayed for each other, we celebrated, there was music. I mean, it was a whole thing that literally people are saying it is so hard to put words to it because it was so powerful. The final day of the experience was a session that I led and facilitated around rejecting things and connection and so much more. God showed up in a huge way and a major shift happened. There were breakthroughs, there were tears. I mean, it was beautiful. At one point, Kory Williams, who is my videographer and photographer, he's so gifted, he came up to me to ask a question. I began to answer it. He came forward in front of everybody to clarify it. And I knew in that moment, oh, this is not him moving. Kory is very behind the scenes. Kory never speaks in front of people. And the fact that he was bold enough, courageous enough, vulnerable enough to come forward and ask a really personal question that seemed to resonate with the audience. And so I was grateful to be able to have this conversation with him after the extravaganza to learn what was going on behind the scenes of that moment. Let me ask you, so based on what you're thinking now, the conversation, anything that happened at the extravaganza, what's at the top of your mind right now?
Right now, what I'm thinking about, something that resonated with me that you said earlier, is about being crystal clear about what you want in your life.
Okay.
And as a photographer, videographer, I'm kind of all over the place. I do it all from weddings to music videos. Now I'm shooting films. I have 3 films on Amazon. So I'm trying to figure out my place within this photography, videography world. And I'm talking from engagement shoots, maternity shoots, graduation shoots. So it's like, well, what does that mean? Because it almost feels like I'm spreading myself thin by doing too much. And at this current point, my primary focus is weddings because they pay the most, to be honest with you. So weddings is kind of like my go-to right now, and I'm focusing on that a lot. But you mentioned being crystal clear on what you need to pray about. And that's very, very true. And I feel like that's probably two of my biggest challenges right now, being crystal clear on what I want within this videography world. And number 2, my mind just slipped. I forgot what the second one was, but that's number 1 right now, is being crystal clear on what I want, especially when it comes to focusing on having a 6-figure business, well over 6 figures, because you have to be clear on what you want. And right now I'm still kind of foggy.
And that's okay. That's okay.
And also, I love being a creative. Like sometimes I don't want to go shoot this baby shower. They paying me, I got to go pay the bills. I would rather go out and shoot a documentary on something, or I would rather shoot a cool music video of some upcoming artist in Dallas or something. I don't know, something of that nature, but I don't have the time to do that. And that's the one thing about being a creator, is sometimes when I pull out that camera, sometimes it kind of takes the fun out of it because it's more of a job as opposed to something that I love doing. And I think that's kind of an issue for me too, because it's a lot of work, especially when you do it by yourself. And so now here we are. at a crossroad. It's like, okay, well, Kory, if you don't want to do it by yourself, you're going to need some help, in which now I'm willing to accept the help. Hence the reason why I came up to you and asked you that question. Well, how do I show somebody how to do it like I do it? So then it's just like, okay, well, do you have a control issue? So now when you ask me, what am I thinking about right now? It's a lot. It's a lot, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot.
Then that's okay.
I wasn't
Right.
expecting to have no therapy session, Dr. G. Dang.
Let me tell you, you did it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
being open.
Right. I put it up on myself.
No, but it's good. Okay, let me ask you this. You said that you don't want it to feel like work. When you're shooting at a baby shower or something else, it feels like work. When does it
Mhm.
not feel like work? You said documentary, you said a video shoot. When does it not feel like work?
It doesn't feel like work when I'm actually out shooting. So actually, let me back up. I actually love filming. Filming is not a problem for me. I can do a wedding with my eyes closed. Even though I'm a little introverted and closed off at times, I actually love people. I'm the type of person to where, like, if I went out with my boys and we were out in a large crowd, I'll be kind of like ducked off in the back, people watching, but I still like to be around the atmosphere, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is the reason why I like weddings is because there's a lot of people involved, there's a lot of commotion, but yet I'm kind of just capturing everything in the background. So it's kind of like I get the best of both worlds. It's like nobody has to micromanage me. It's just me and my camera doing my work at this wedding. So it doesn't feel like work then, but here's the other point. When I get home, now I have all this footage to put together. And that's the part that I feel like a lot of people don't know, like how much time it takes, especially for a person who's a perfectionist. I actually taught video editing at my old high school. So I've been using Adobe Premiere for over 15 years now. So I'm an expert at it. And I don't even know how to do something like, I think you said something like progress is better than perfection. Is that what you said?
Well, it was that one, and done is better than perfect. But
Yeah,
both of
done.
them.
Yeah, there you go. Done is better than perfect. But sometimes I don't even know how to just do something just to get it done and it not be perfect. So that's when it feels like work sometimes. Because when I'm at home, sometimes I want to just lay down and watch a movie, but I can't because I have so much editing to do. And I think that's probably the most help that I need is within the editing. But the editing is where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
You can shoot and film all you want. I don't care who you are. Editing is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
It's almost like a personality. Like when you go and watch a movie, the director came up with the script and all that stuff. He just directed everybody to do what they need to do. But the editor behind the scenes, that's the real deal right there. The ones that's in the studio. So to keep it simple, it feels like work when the workload gets heavy and I don't have anybody to help me edit some of this stuff. That's what that is.
That's what that is. Well,
Yeah.
you said that's where the magic happens. I said, and you are a magician
Oh, well,
because
thank you.
you
Thank you. Thank you.
are fantastic. And you keep touching on the main thing that you mentioned yesterday and on this call about needing help. If you were able to be, I don't mean completely with no standards, I don't mean that, but if you were able to move in the direction of being open in prayer meditation to just be open to, I need help in the editing space, and I'm going to trust God that you are going to send who I need in whatever way. Be open to that. Be open to something I like to say is surrender the when and the how, and in your case, and the who. Be
Mm,
open to, here's what I need. I need help editing. So it would also be great if this person was well versed in this Adobe package and
mhm,
was well versed here. Like be specific with it while also being open to, or it could be a person who's really, really good. They're not at my level, but I meet them and see, oh, you really only need 2 weeks of training from me. So be open to that because I have been there as well. I have been there in terms of hiring or coaches where I'm like, ooh, I want, like, there's someone right now I want to add to my team next year in terms of being a coach. And they're about a level 7 out of 10.
okay.
And they are magnificent. And I'm willing to work with them a little bit because I've seen them in action.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple things like, okay, we're going to work this out, but I know that the value that they bring already, and then I know the value that they'll be able to bring to my business as my business is growing. For you, it's be open to how the support comes. And more than that, be open to support because you could have you in front of you. Okay. You could have
Mm-hmm.
you in front of you, but if you're not open to accepting help, there's no point.
And I'm with you, and I appreciate that too. I needed to hear that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I needed to hear that.
Okay, very good. Absolutely. And you
Mhm.
mentioned people gave you numbers and things. Before you reach out to them, just get clear. And it doesn't mean you know every step. I want to encourage you to think about so, have you ever heard somebody say people who have a 9 to 5 and also have a business, they say, well, consider that 9 to 5 being an investor in your business. I want to encourage you to, you said weddings right now are the thing that brings you in the most money. That's not
Mhm.
necessarily what you want to do long term, but right now, weddings is what brings in some money. So consider, okay, in 12 months, I would love to earn well over 6 figures and begin or have already started moving in the direction of doing more documentaries, doing more videos, doing more event videos with a team. Because I
Mhm.
do believe that there's a reason you have the desire to do the documentaries and videos and not just focus on what brings you the money. Because you can make money doing anything, right? Like we can
Yeah.
make money doing anything. And you don't want to just chase the money first all the
Mhm.
time. There's a reason to do that. So I want you to have fun. And here's your assignment. I want you to have fun and
Mhm.
take a moment, find a favorite song, instrumental. It could be, I sometimes use like classical music or like a low vibrational music or meditational music, something like that, and
Okay.
play it for like 15 minutes and just free write all of your dreams, not necessarily just connected to work, but just free write. And you could do categories if that's a preference, or if you just kind of want a free flow, it could be here are all my dreams in terms of work. Here's how I'm making the money. Here's what I'm doing. Here's the kind of projects. It could be your
Mhm.
health. It could be where you live, travel, relationships. But give yourself permission just to dream and be, this is really what I want to do. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Don't worry about that. But just be really clear, not clear, but just write those dreams down. Then from that, so that's step one. Step two
Okay.
is go to the business one. So just get it all out. Go to the business
Mhm.
one, since that's what we're talking about, and find like 5 of them and then turn those into affirmations. So you've already said one. I'd like my business to be bringing in well over 6 figures. How you would
Mhm.
turn that into an affirmation is you write, I, Kory, have a business that is bringing in over 6 figures. And we're writing that. And you turn the other dreams into affirmations. And I'll tell you from where I got this from 2 or 3 different people. One of my first coaches, 6 or 7 years ago, maybe more than that, said, okay, I'm going to give you the formula to success. I was ready. I brought out my notepad, okay? Because I'm
Mhm.
like, tell me, I trust you. I know this is going to be deep. So I'm going to write a whole bunch of notes.
Mhm.
And she said, visit your goals every day. And that's all she said. I said,
Got it.
what? She said, yes, visit your goals every day. And then I read this study that says something like people who visit their goals every day are, I'm probably going to horribly misquote, like 5 to 10 times more successful.
Mm.
Then this other person said, I watched this video and this guy said, I'm going to tell you how to become a millionaire. And we're like, okay. And he essentially said, write down 10 goals that you have, write them down, pick one, write down 5 to 10 steps on how to achieve that goal, do it, and then go to the next one. And we like, wait, what? So is it consistency? Is it visiting the goals every day? And I am someone who has done that for probably 2 years. I think I wrote my affirmations every single day for like 90% of the days over 2 years. And let me tell you, 90% of those affirmations, which were dreams turned into affirmations, all happened.
Oh, nice.
And I think it's because, like I wrote down, I, Kristen, am living by the ocean. I didn't know what ocean, I didn't know when, and what happened. South Florida for the last 3 years. I, Kristen, am doing this. And I think what it is implanting in our mind, and we start moving in that direction. And it's so beautiful. We literally become magnets to our dreams. But if we're not clear on where we want to go or what we want to do while being open. I believe in that I have clarity and be open, clarity and be open. Then we get to attract that. And when we don't have direction, then we just accept anything.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
not good. And so the reason I said open is there's a scripture, I think it's Ephesians 3:10, and I may be wrong, 2:10, one of them, that says God can do more than we can ask or imagine, or the translation that I think is probably preached most in Black churches, and you've heard this, is God can do exceedingly abundantly above all. Have you heard that?
Yes.
So, what's interesting to me about that scripture is we say it all the time. God can do more than we can ever ask or imagine, but we don't live our life like that. We don't live our life believing that God can do more than I can dream. I can do more than I can dream. So
Mhm.
that's why I say write your dreams down and be open, because my dreams still aren't big enough. There are dreams I haven't even dreamed yet because I don't even know that I can dream them. And so that's why I say be open with the dreams, because if we want God to do more than I can dream, then we got to be
Mhm.
open to that. So it's dream and be open.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I was writing all that down. That's
And
great.
is it realistic for you? Because the practical application is to write down your affirmations every day. So the 5 business ones, the relationship ones, the health ones, write those down. Maybe pick 10 total, write them down every day. Every day. And I'll give you the bonus one that I got from someone. So the bonus, and they were like, I'll give you the bonus. I said, I'll take it. The bonus is to read all of those dreams you wrote down, read them into a recorder. Read them into a recorder as like present tense. I, Kory, am in this beautiful, fulfilling relationship. I, Kory, am earning this amount. I, Kory, am as healthy as, whatever it is. You're reading it when you're in a good mood. Like, don't be in a bad mood. You're reading it when you're in a good mood, and you listen to it every morning. Every morning. Like
Mm.
the crust is still in your eyes, and you listen to it every morning or before you go to bed. Because what's happening, I'll give you an example. Have you ever heard a song playing and you started singing the song and you didn't realize you knew the
I
words?
know what you're getting at. I know what
Tell
you're
me,
getting at. Go
tell me,
ahead.
what am I getting at? Tell me, you go ahead.
Like you sing a song in the morning, and then later on, you either hear it again or you might see something on the highway that is related to that song or something. It's almost like you manifested that song because you sung it that morning or something like
Yes,
that. Is that kind of what you're
absolutely.
getting at?
Kind
Okay.
of, kind of on that. It's like you say, I want a red car, you start seeing red cars everywhere.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
it's that, and things enter our mind subliminally. There are things that we don't even realize. Like, I didn't even realize I knew the words to this song. Well, if you listen to it enough, whether like remember back in the day, I forget what they call, like Saved by the Bell and all those shows on Saturday morning, that
Hmm.
you're not consciously listening to the opening credits, probably. But
Hmm.
if that music came on, you know the words.
Yeah.
And I think the power of listening to yourself is, well, if I'm falling asleep to a movie or falling asleep to something else, that's getting in my brain anyway. So why not listen to something that's positive, and now that's at the forefront of my mind and I'm essentially calling it in. It really is true, because there are things I have written down as dreams that have happened, had no idea how I was going to get there. I just knew I'm going to be living by the beach. I'm going to have this type of event. I know that this is going to happen. Like, there are things I knew that were going to happen at the extravaganza because I started visualizing them,
Mm.
started thinking, okay, I know this is the space. I know this is what's going to come in, and it's powerful. So I want to encourage you, like you said, get the clarity and be open, and write them every day. If you're open to this, write them every day and listen to yourself every morning or every night. Watch what happens.
Got you. I will definitely do that.
And I'm gonna follow up with you because I'm gonna be talking to you. Okay. And final thing I'll give you is, since you brought up part of that was, with your girlfriend, I would invite her in as well. And I don't mean her to do the same affirmations. I mean to say, hey, when you have some time, feel free to dream on your own. But hey, let's go into this journey together. You come up with your 10, you write yours down every morning. I'll write mine down. You record yourself, listen every morning, because I think that's such a beautiful experience to do with your partner, where
Hmm.
you both have your own dreams. I know
Hmm.
you all have some collective dreams, but to do in that space. So now imagine the energy in y'all's house. Imagine what's going to happen if y'all are literally, we are working on this and becoming magnets for our desires, magnets for what God has put on our heart. That's the energy that's going to be in y'all's house. So
Yes.
anybody who doesn't have that going to have to get out, because it's going to repel them. They're like, oh, it's too strong here. You got to go.
Got it. Yeah, that's a great, great idea. Excellent idea.
Yeah, you're moving in that. Well, I know we went so many different directions, but that's okay. You've heard me say flow. We flow in this. We flow in this. And so anything else, like give me one final question. Actually, no, let me ask you this. What was your any other just experience or takeaway from your moment when you came up and talked in front of everybody? They gave you feedback and you went back. Like, is there anything else? Because I know you said it felt like, wait, you got back, like, what did I just do? Is there anything else that you thought about that moment for you?
At that moment afterwards, you know what I told myself? I said, I might have to start doing this a little bit more often because when it comes to being open, that means being open with multiple things, not just with business or people. That's also with some of your fears too, like getting on stage. So that's one of the things that I thought about. And then just soaking in all the information I got from you and other people in the crowd and just my life in general, my business. That was pretty much my takeaway. And so that day was really special to me because when I tell you I'm not the person to get on stage and try to talk, that's just not me.
Oh,
That
I
was
know
kind
that. That's why when you came up, I looked at you like, what food of easy is this?
again, like I said, maybe it was spirit.
I believe it was 100. Oh, I said that. Something moved you. Something literally had you come up there. And I said that. I'm like, He did not do that just on his own. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And because your friend was in the back so excited, you saw her. Like she came
Yes.
up, Lisa, and was like, I cannot believe he just came up here.
And shout out to Lisa, man. That's my homegirl from UNT. And we go way back. And she's right what she says. She knows I'm a perfectionist. I just can't think of anything other than I can't believe I did that, number one. But number two, I'm glad that I did that. And then number three, I'm ready to move forward with the information that's been given to me and with the information you just given to me right now. You just gave
Let's
to me. Right?
go.
Yeah. I want to recap what you just said real quick. I need to free write. I need to visit my goals every day. I need to
Mhm.
write down like 5 to 10 of my goals, affirmations, and I need to write it every day. And I actually need to record it and listen to it either before I go to sleep or when I'm in a good mood, whatever the case may be. And some other things I wrote down, we become magnets to our dreams. I love that, Dr. G.
Come on.
I love that. That's excellent. And clarity and be open. Like I'm just receiving a plethora of information right now. So I'm trying to soak
Mm.
it all in and like not itemize it, compartmentalize my thing so that I don't get overwhelmed. And I can tell I get overwhelmed because I start stumbling over my words. And one thing about me, I need to breathe too. Like sometimes, I mean, my girlfriend helps me out with that too. Like a lot of people don't know this about me, but I don't have anxiety. At least I don't think I do. But sometimes I can get in a little panic.
Mm.
And I think that I just need to learn how to breathe a little bit more, especially when things get overwhelming for me. I just need to sit back, relax, and breathe. And I also need to start doing some more self care, like getting massages and doing things just by myself, maybe just going out for a bite to eat or something by myself, or whatever the case may be, because I don't do that at all.
Did
The
that.
only thing I do is I go for a bike ride. That's about it.
Let me give you this. I heard you say three things you want to do more. I also heard you say you can get overwhelmed because, yes, it was a lot that I just shared. It was a lot that was shared yesterday. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. Do not pick any one thing to do today. Give yourself a day or two just to take whatever in. After you do that, let's pick one. Pick one thing. You don't have to do everything that was discussed yesterday or today. Just pick one. And one may be, let me pray. And that's your one that you focus on for a week. Or
Mhm,
one may be, I'll write my dreams down and just leave it there.
mhm,
Or one may be, let me just take a couple days and be intentional about breathing. Pick one.
mhm,
Like literally, less is more. Less is more. There's enough to do. Pick one. So that's with everything, just okay, which of these is rising to the top? Let me pick one. Then you mentioned about breathing, maybe taking yourself out or getting a massage.
mhm.
From that, I want you to actually breathe right now because you're not breathing. So
I'm breathing.
deep, deep, you did.
I'm doing some deep breathing right now.
Okay, very good. What is your deep breathing? Do we inhale through your nose, out mouth, or nose?
Mhm. In through my nose and out through my mouth.
And you just did it.
That's what we're
Very
doing.
good.
Yep.
Very good. Keep breathing. Which next is realistic for you in terms of self-care? You said take yourself out or get a massage. Realistically, by the end of November, could you do either one of those? Take yourself out or massage?
I can do both of those actually.
You could do both of those.
Hmm.
Which one would you like to do first?
Take myself out.
Take yourself out. Where
Mhm.
are you going?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's okay. When could you take yourself out?
It would have to be before I leave for my wedding. I have a wedding at the end of this month.
You have a wedding at the end of this month.
Yes.
So, could you do this weekend? Could you do next week? Let's tentatively pick a day you could do it.
I can do it next week.
Okay, which day?
I would have to look at my calendar. Hold tight.
Okay, looking at let's see. This is what we talking about. Do it right now.
Next week, either have to be either Wednesday or Thursday. That's it.
So Thursday's Thanksgiving.
And Thursday is Thanksgiving. So it looks like it's going to have to be Wednesday.
Okay, very good. What time on Wednesday?
The morning, earlier the better.
Okay, what's early for you? 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m.,
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Go on and block in your calendar. Take myself out. Block 8 to 10. Just right. Take myself out.
Okay.
You don't have to pick where you're going
Okay.
or any of that. So when you get to Wednesday and you say, oh, I'm supposed to take myself out, where am I going? You may not know, but you'll know what to do when it's time.
Okay.
Your body and mind will tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, your body and mind will tell. Okay, very good. And then you say you could do both by the end of the month. Is it realistic? Could you get a massage by the end of the month or might that be early December?
You know what? I'll take that back. Let's just leave it at that. I have to take
Okay.
myself out. Yeah.
I
And
like
you're
that.
right. I see why you say just focus on one because I don't want to overwhelm myself.
And let me just encourage you with this. You literally just did that experience in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. What does that mean? I say this often, be open to the quickness of things happening. So
Mm,
while you and all of us can get overwhelmed, it doesn't mean that that can't change. So you just learned and practiced something to help you not be as overwhelmed with your list. So for example, the list that you're going to work on, whether it's the affirmations or writing things down and the dreaming and this and this and the calling people, what you do is you look at, okay, what's one thing on this list that I can do this week? And then do it, and then
mhm.
go to the next item on the list, figure out when and do that. Do one at a time. So I set up my things like that. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a peek into my plan. And what I do is I'll write down everything I have to do. Like, here's all the things I have to do. And if you look at that list, it's a lot of things on the list. What I will do is I'll say, what are the things I have to get done like in the next couple days? And I'll color coordinate those or put those in bold. Everything else I put in a different list and put in a different category. So now this list of 50 things has just turned into a list of 4 because
Mm,
on that list, I don't have to get all this stuff done this week. These are just things I want to do, but these 4, I have to get them done like now. So
got it.
then I'm not overwhelmed because sometimes I can be so overwhelmed, I don't do anything.
Yes, that's me.
Again, Kory, I really am proud of you. I'm going to say that to you. I'm very proud of you for your boldness on Sunday, your boldness right now in this call, and being open because even though there may be some fear, you're like, yeah, but these desires for more are stronger than this fear. That's what you're doing right
Yes.
now. That's what it
Mm,
is. It's not that fear isn't there. Fear is there, but your desire for better, for more, for easier, for happier is stronger than the fear.
got it. You're
Yeah.
exactly right. And I appreciate you, Dr. G. I really do. And this weekend was phenomenal, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Well, you're part of the squad. Come on.
You know it, but this the fourth time we worked together? Yeah, for sure.
It's the 4th time. That's
Mhm.
why I kept calling you to get that proposal and got that. And again, I just want to double tap on what I said earlier. You and your boldness in coming up helped so many people. You heard me say my mom and at least, and I've not spoken to a lot of people, my mom and at least 4 or 5 other people said to me, I can relate to him. Oh, I
Mm,
knew exactly what he was talking about. Oh, I think that's what I'm going through in my business right now. Oh, I think I've seen that happen with clients of mine who are ready to go, but they get paralyzed because they don't have the help that they want because they've not started looking for it and they have a certain standard. And those people, some of them were there and they could relate to you. So you said it. You said that, wow, just sharing allowed me to be more open. And you got to see that other people could relate to you. Nobody judged you. People wanted to pour into you. Did you see how many hands went up just wanting to help you?
Yeah, big time.
What did you think about that? Well,
Th-
immediately, I have somebody, my brother, I have somebody.
that was amazing. There was over 20 hands that showed up. I was like, wow. And you know what's funny? In my apartment right now, I have a stack of papers with phone numbers and emails just sitting on my desk right now. And I
Hmm.
kept them all. I put them in a stack and I put them nice and neat on my desk right there.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's
And listen,
beautiful.
and you will call when and if you're supposed to. And even before you call, be open and say, God, direct me on who to call. Do I
Right.
need to call all these 20? Direct me on where to call. Like, pray that stuff. And God, show me who not to.
Right.
Show me and just get that away from me if I don't even need to invest my time in that. So, no, I thought that you were open to that. It was beautiful to watch you come up there, ask the question. People coming up want to talk to you, want to give you I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Kory, you looking for you. I'm like, all right.
Exactly. I forgot who that lady was. Yep.
Erica
Mhm.
Benjamin, our kickboxing instructor.
That's right. And that was beautiful.
It
Yeah.
was. Well, Kory, I thank you. I appreciate your transparency, your honesty. And we're going to close it with this. What, in addition to you just scheduled for your taking yourself out next Wednesday, what's one thing that you're going to strive to do this week from the other lists from yesterday or even the conversation today? What's the one that you think you're going to try to do?
Oh, I'm going to pray and I'm going to free write. That's
Okay.
exactly what I'm going to do.
Very good.
I think free writing is going to be my go-to right now.
When are you going to do it?
I don't know. I guess I need to put that in not even in my calendar, but just figure out when I'm going to do it this week, huh?
Let's do it right now.
What, put it in my calendar?
Yeah, figure it out right now. Mhm.
Okay.
So when do you have, let's give yourself 30 minutes. When do you have 20 to 30 minutes to just free write dreams? When could you do that?
It has to be early in the morning, like super duper early in the morning before my day gets started. But my problem is I love my sleep.
But we didn't say every morning. This is not the every morning thing. The everyday thing is writing them down and listening, but you don't have to do that yet. Remember, we're doing less is more. So if we just want to free write dreams, are you open? Let's just knock it out. Are you open to doing it tomorrow morning?
I am open to doing tomorrow morning.
What time?
It's going to have to be super early. I'm talking like 6:30.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it like, you know what, I'm open to it, but that may not be the best because I need a little bit more sleep. So do you want to do it Thursday morning?
No, tomorrow morning would be good because I have to get up that early anyways.
Come on. See? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put in your calendar.
Okay.
And here is how to prepare for that. So you don't have any reason to stay in the bed and not do it. Tonight, set everything up so you can just wake up and go to it. So meaning get your journal out, whatever you're going to use, your journal, your notepad, your pens, have that wherever you're going to do it.
Okay.
Pick the song you're going to listen to if you choose to. Sometimes I don't listen to anything. Have it already ready to go. If you are a coffee person and you need, or tea, and you want that in the morning, sit out your favorite teacup. You know what I mean? So there's no excuse not to do, oh, well, I can't find my pen. I'm getting back in bed. Have everything ready to go. So all you have to do is literally get up, go to the writing area, breathe. Please breathe and pray before you start free writing, and then just let it flow.
Got it. Okay, perfect. I just put that in my calendar right now. Good.
Awesome. And then accountability check, shoot me a text after you do it. Now, I'm not going to respond because I'm going to be sleeping.
Okay. I got
But
you.
I'm on do not disturb. So you're not going to disturb me, but text me when you are done.
Sure will.
Okay, very good. Well, Kory, I'm excited for you. And here's to, what did you say? Here's to more breathing. Here's to more rest. Here's to being open. Here's to accepting help. And here's to having a business where you are earning well over 6 figures doing what you love.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I love it. Cheers to all of that.
Cheers to all of that. And mic drop. So thank you so much for having this conversation. I'm sure it's going to inspire and help so many people, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Dr. G.
That was some good stuff, right, y'all? I am so proud of Kory for being open and being on this journey. This week's affirmations, you actually get 2. The first is, done is better than perfect. I am open to support that is aligned with my destiny. Join us again for Dr. G Speaks. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.